Chapter 10. The Marriage of Lord Kalki and Padmavati. Sutta Goswami said, Padmavati understood Lord Kalki to be non-different from Lord Hari, and thus she felt very shy. With a choked voice, filled with affection, she began to offer her prayers. O husband of Lakshmi, you are the Lord of the universe and the protector of religion. O supremely pure Lord, I have now realized your true position, and so I take shelter of you. Please protect me. Although you are rarely attained, I have obtained your lotus feet by pleasing you with my austerities, gifts of charity, chanting of mantras, and observance of vows. I believe that this is the cause of my great fortune. Now please order me so that I can go home after touching your soft lotus feet and inform everyone of your auspicious arrival. After speaking in this way, Padmavati, whose beauty was matchless, returned home and informed her father through a messenger about the auspicious arrival of Lord Kalki. When the king heard from Padmavati's friends the news that Lord Hari had arrived with a desire to marry his daughter, he became merged in a great ocean of happiness. The king and his ministers, priests, brahmanas, friends, and relatives hurriedly went to greet Lord Kalki in a festive mood, with singing, dancing, and music. By the king's order, the entire city of Karumati was decorated with flags, gates, and auspicious articles. When the father of Padmavati approached the lake, he saw Lord Vishnu, the shelter of those without any shelter, the master of the universe, sitting on an altar bedecked with jewels. The ornaments on the Lord's blackish body appeared like lightning flashing in a dark cloud. The beauty of the Lord's transcendental body defeated the pride of Cupid. Indeed, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the origin of all kinds of beauty. He was dressed in yellow garments, having dark borders. While gazing upon Lord Kalki, the embodiment of all transcendental qualities, the possessor of sublime characteristics, and the all-attractive husband of Lakshmi, the happiness of the king knew no bounds. Tears of love incessantly flowed from his eyes. After respectfully greeting the Lord, the king said, O Lord of the universe, just as Shri Krishna met the son of Mandata in a dense forest, by my good fortune, you are meeting me here today. After greeting Lord Kalki, the king worshipped him with great respect and then brought him back to his palace, which had decorated pillars, gates, and residential quarters. He then gave his daughter's hand in charity to the Lord. Thus, King Brihadrata had his daughter, Padmavati, whose eyes were like lotus petals, who had the fragrance of a lotus, and who was born at a place where many lotuses grew, married to the Supreme Lord. While being united with his eternal consort at the island of Sri Lanka, Lord Kalki was praised by many exalted personalities. He decided to reside there for some time because he wished to take a tour of the island. The kings, who had been transformed into females and who were residing in Sri Lanka as Padmavati's companions, rushed to see the Lord of the universe, Kalki. Upon seeing the Lord, they went and touched his lotus feet. Then, by the Lord's order, they regained their original forms as men while bathing in the water of a nearby river. Padmavati's complexion was very fair, and Lord Kalki's complexion was very dark, like a rain cloud. In this way, they appeared to materialistic vision to be opposite one another. Princess Padmavati was dressed in blue garments, and Lord Kalki was dressed in yellow garments. Having witnessed Lord Kalki's extraordinary influence, all the kings surrendered unto him as eternal servants and began to offer prayers with unalloyed devotion and profound humility. The king said, "O Supreme Lord, all glories unto you. By the influence of your supreme potency, this variegated universe has come into existence. Indeed, this material world is but the effect of your external energy. When the objects within the three worlds were destroyed by the water of devastation, and thus the Vedas were also lost, you appeared as the Matsya incarnation to protect the religious principles that were previously established by you. When the demons had defeated Indra, the king of heaven, and the greatly powerful Hiranyaksha was about to kill him, just to vanquish the king of the demons and deliver the earth, you assumed the form of Lord Varaha. Now please protect us." Long ago, the demigods and demons agreed to cooperate to churn the ocean of milk for the purpose of producing nectar. They used Mount Mandara as the churning rod, but were unable to support its weight. At that time, you accepted the form of Lord Kurma and supported Mount Mandara on your back. O Lord, you assumed that form so that the demigods could drink the nectar of immortality. Now kindly be pleased upon these most fallen and wretched kings. When the greatly powerful Hiranyakashipu, who had conquered the three worlds, began to torment the demigods so that they lived in constant fear, just to protect them, you made up your mind to annihilate that king of demons. Because of the benedictions of Brahma, the demon was incapable of being killed by any man, demigod, Gandharva, Kinara, Naga, or weapon. He could not be killed in the heavenly planets, on earth, or in the lower planets. Nor could he be killed during the day or at night. Still, you assumed your form as the half-man, half-lion incarnation of Lord Narasimha, so as not to nullify the words of the Creator. As the demon attempted to bite you, you tore his chest open with your sharp nails, and thus sent him back to the abode of Yamraj. You appeared as the younger brother of Indra, assuming the form of a dwarf Brahman, Vaman, and then went to the sacrificial arena of King Bali to deceive him. You simply asked for 3 steps of land in charity. He agreed, but then failed to keep his promise, because you assumed a gigantic form that covered the entire universe with just 2 steps. Finally, you sent the king of the demons to reside in the lower planets, and to reciprocate his unalloyed surrender unto you, you remained with him as his doorkeeper. When the later kings of the earth became puffed up due to their great prowess and disregarded the religious principles, you incarnated as Parashuram of the Bhrigu dynasty to annihilate them. In that incarnation, you became enraged at Kshatriyas for stealing your father's wish-fulfilling cow, and so you made the earth devoid of Kshatriyas 21 times. Later on, when the 3 worlds were being tormented by the 10-headed Ravan, You incarnated as the son of King Dasharath of the Surya dynasty to destroy him. You mastered the art of releasing arrows from the great sage Vishwamitra and went to the forest in exile for 14 years. During that time, Ravan kidnapped your wife, Sita, and thus you became morose, and then crossed the ocean by building a bridge with the help of your monkey soldiers, and killed the Lord of Lanka, Ravan, along with his family. Thereafter, you appeared as the moon-like descendant of Yadu, Baldev, the son of Vasudev. You diminished the burden of the earth by annihilating many demons. At that time, all the demigods and devotees worshipped your lotus feet. Then in due course time, you appeared as Lord Buddha. You instructed your followers to give up their attachment for this material world by renouncing all desires for sense gratification. Although you rejected the Vedas, you never disregarded worldly ethics. Recently, you appeared as Lord Kalki in order to eliminate the dynasty of Kali by destroying the Buddhists, atheists, and Mlechas, thereby protecting the true path of religion. What more can we say about your causeless mercy? Whereas we are ordinary human beings who are afflicted by the arrows of Cupid as soon as we see a beautiful woman, and thus we are always eager for sense gratification. You are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, whose glories are unknown even to the best of demigods. It is extremely difficult for people like us to attain shelter at your lotus feet. However, you are an ocean of mercy, and we have taken shelter of you. Kindly give us hope by allowing us to receive your merciful glance. Thus ends the translation of the 10th chapter of Shri Kalki Puran. Shri Radha.